The history of yesterday is recorded today for tomorrow. The history of the town is the most important part of the town. We really need to know what has happened before, how we got here, how we achieved what we achieved, and the problems and the joy that people have. We have two roles in the community. One, as custodians of the town's history, which we need to preserve for future generations, and the other is to care for the collections from private citizens that have been put into our care. School children come and visit and are amazed that once upon a time people only drove horse and carts or rode up on their push bikes. And that's probably the most important things that we can record, is the history of what has happened in this town, so that children, when they grow up to be adults, understand that we just didn't exist in the last 50 years. I really like this job. I really love it because it feels like you're achieving something. In years to come, people will be able to look back on. The town went from being a small town to a big industrial town that worked 24 hours. So what a difference does that make?
Our Priceless Past is a beautiful collaboration between some of our local school students and some special seniors that are nominated by our community. We've been really innovative with the Our Priceless Past program this year, and we're delivering the interviews over Zoom. So our seniors are based at the Gladstone Regional Art Gallery and Museum, our students are based at school, and they're interviewing each other using that online technology. It's really important when our seniors get together with our students, and particularly using technology. There's some really beautiful shared history, and it's a different way of understanding the history of our local region. The students that are involved in the interviews get a really rich understanding of history, and it's a personal history but also our regional area's history. There were a lot of conversations around industry and how all of that started, and when people started arriving in town and how that impacted the town and the community. And in the same token, there were a lot of conversations around what did you used to get into trouble for? So it's very much like having a chat to your grandma and granddad, but learning so much about our area. So the end result of the project will be some articles written by the students. The students are taking notes as they interview. They will turn them into the stories for us. We'll be printing a publication for the seniors and the students and the community to commemorate the project. We will also have an exhibition in our front galleries here at the Gladstone Regional Art Gallery Museum. Our Priceless Past is so much more than just an exhibition. It is the project, it's the connections that are made, it's the learnings that are had, and then it's the beautiful outcome of the exhibition. I think it is so important to our community, and it really is about connecting generations and the shared learnings that come from that. So it's a really beautiful community project.
The history of yesterday is recorded today for tomorrow. The history of the town is the most important part of the town. We really need to know what has happened before, how we got here, how we achieved what we achieved, and the problems and the joy that people have. We have two roles in the community. One, as custodians of the town's history, which we need to preserve for future generations, and the other is to care for the collections from private citizens that have been put into our care. School children come and visit and are amazed that once upon a time people only drove horse and carts or rode up on their push bikes, and that's probably the most important things that we can record is the history of what has happened in this town, so that children, when they grow up to be adults, understand that We just didn't exist in the last 50 years. I really like this job. I really love it because it feels like you're achieving something. In years to come, people will be able to look back on. The town went from being a small town to a big industrial town that worked 24 hours. So what a difference does that make?
Our Priceless Past is a beautiful collaboration between some of our local school students and some special seniors that are nominated by our community. We've been really innovative with the Our Priceless Past program this year, and we're delivering the interviews over Zoom. So our seniors are based at the Gladstone Regional Art Gallery and Museum, our students are based at school, and they're interviewing each other using that online technology. It's really important when our seniors get together with our students, and particularly using technology. There's some really beautiful shared history, and it's a different way of understanding the history of our local region. The students that are involved in the interviews get a really rich understanding of history, and it's a personal history but also our regional area's history. There were a lot of conversations around industry and how all of that started, and when people started arriving in town and how that impacted the town and the community. And in the same token, there were a lot of conversations around what did you used to get into trouble for? So it's very much like having a chat to your grandma and granddad, but learning so much about our area. So the end result of the project will be some articles written by the students. The students are taking notes as they interview. They will turn them into the stories for us. We'll be printing a publication for the seniors and the students and the community to commemorate the project. We will also have an exhibition in our front galleries here at the Gladstone Regional Art Gallery and Museum. Our Priceless Past is so much more than just an exhibition. It is the project, it's the connections that are made, it's the learnings that are had, and then it's the beautiful outcome of the exhibition. I think it is so important to our community, and it really is about connecting generations and the shared learnings that come from that. So it's a really beautiful community project.
I'm not deliberately just keeping you in suspense here, but we're waiting time in with the live stream of the event. Just a moment. And now we're underway. Welcome, good evening this evening, and welcome to the 46th Rio Tinto and QAL Martin Hanson Memorial Art Awards and Exhibition. And that's welcome to everyone here in the Connell Gallery, but also welcome to those that are in the Town Hall Gallery and in the airspace downstairs. We're going to start proceedings this evening by recognising Gureng tribal leader and elder Uncle Richard Johnson and inviting him to deliver a welcome to country. Uncle Richard.
Thank you, Bruce. I'm honoured by the opportunity to provide a welcome on behalf of all the sovereign nations of our region, the Gureng, the Baili, the Travelang Banda and the Gureng. Proudly and over many generations of connection to country provided by the 17 apical ancestors that provided us with that connection. And so tonight, on their behalf, because they can't be here, I have this opportunity to provide a welcome. So I acknowledge certain elders in the room, leaders of our community, and I make special mention of certain people who have been open to the idea of having us to provide this welcome. I'd like to acknowledge those of our brother and sister tribes from around the nation. To the north, the Darumbal, our neighbours in the Gungaloo. To the west, to the south, we have the Kabi Kabi and also the Bachelor, as well as the Waka Waka, many of whom reside in our community today. I look around this room here in particular, and my mind can't help but make a sort of a picture of being somewhere in our great nation of Australia and walking down an area not unlike that particular place there, and all on the walls of all these pictures of stories that people have to tell about their life or the lives of their families and elders and other friends. It certainly makes for an interesting evening, and so I thank them for the opportunity. We'll start with a little bit of language, the language of my great-grandmother, the Gurang Nation language. There was a time when we weren't allowed to speak it, and obviously some of my elders didn't obey the rules, and they spoke it, and we happened to listen at times. And so I come here tonight, and I speak not as fluently as they may have, but I give it a good go. And so we just have to try. So I'll start. Wanyanga, birabi yurulgu. Nyai, gai, kacha wati. Tapil yalam webe, panda milbi. Dilal yala. Kinmain moban, kinmain yinkim. Ulai gungu nyularowai. Gao, ingalu won. Spirit of the sovereign God, creator of the universe, spoke this creation into being and breathed life into all living things, heavens, the earth, and the oceans. In them was given life from the breath of the... So I say to you this evening, Galan Nogi, which is good evening in my language. We thank you that we are walking, we are talking, we are gathering at the place we call Yalam Waybear, the home and shell. From the mountain ranges, the noisy water, the jewfish, the brown snake, the brown hawk, black flying fox, the red flying fox, barang and the bulgwin, custodians of the land and sea. They say, we acknowledge our elders past and present, and those emerging, give thanks for the unity we pray that will bring this nation together. Now, in the good book, it tells us that unless there is unity, there will be no blessing. In order for us to enjoy the beautiful rain that's been waiting for years to come, we have to unite, maybe even pray. So the Port Curtis Coral Coast people come as one after our consent determination in 2017. We need to come as one, not a fractured group of people with differing ideas and opportunities, but as one. I think it's an important lesson for our community to learn that unless we work together as one, we will achieve nothing. And so I'll leave tonight's podium with that thought for us to do, to demand even that the black fella comes united in their effort to close the gap in this nation, Australia. Good evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Uncle Richard. I'd like to acknowledge, too, the traditional custodians of this land, the Gurang, the Baili, the Gurang, the Tarabal Bunda. And I'd like also to tender our respect to elders, past, present and emerging, and extend that respect to other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people present here this evening. Patrons should be aware this event is being filmed and live streamed on Facebook, as well as additional video and photographs being captured for promotion of the awards. My name is Bruce Hunt, and I'm President of the Art Gallery and Museum Society. It's my privilege and pleasure to steer us through tonight's function. Now, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome a number of people here this evening: Councillor Glenn Churchill and Sue, Councillor Chris Cameron and Lenore, Councillor Natalia Muscat and Scott, and Councillor Muscat is also a sponsor this evening. Our judge, Tracy Lavery, who's Director, Gallery and Visual Arts at the Home of Arts on the Gold Coast. Diana Warnes, Head of Curatorial Projects at the Home of Arts on the Gold Coast. Mr. Pine Pinar, General Manager, Queensland Alumina Limited, and also from QAL, Chrissy Harris, Advisor, Communities and Communications, and Jess Mulhall, Ross Dalton, and Katie Simpson. I'd also like to acknowledge and welcome as Sponsors: Craig Walker, Chief Operating Officer of the Gladstone Ports Corporation; Lee Zimmerly, Chair of GAPDL and Dennis; Mr. and Mrs. Leo and Elizabeth Zizino, who are sponsors; Gail Sellers, former Mayor of the Gladstone region; Helen Holden, Lecturer, Access Coordinator, CQ University; Natalie Fay, Communications Community Relations Coordinator with Australia Pacific LNG; Sophie Ovenden, also from Australia Pacific LNG; Catherine Byers, General Manager, People and Culture with the Gladstone Area Water Board; Grace Duckham, also from the Gladstone Area Water Board; Lyda England from Multi-Trade Building Hire. I think I've lost some of them here. I also acknowledge and welcome Chantel Lane, General Manager, Gladstone Engineering Alliance; Charmaine Bennett, Office Manager, Project Coordinator with the Gladstone Engineering Alliance; and from the Gladstone Regional Council, Glenda Farrer, Business Development Officer; Michelle Stafford for events; Tim Price, social media; Josh Volks from the Gladstone Entertainment Convention Centre. And from our gallery and museum, I note and welcome our Acting Manager, Kim Roberts, Elena Korokaya, Bobby Evans, Paula Waite, and Di Paddock. And to our guests and visitors here tonight, a huge welcome to this 46th Rio Tinto and QAL Martin Hanson Memorial Art Awards and Exhibition. There are a number of apologies that I would like to note. Councillor Matt Burnett, Mayor of the Gladstone region, apologises for not being able to be here this evening. Lisa Dowling, CEO of the Council; Kylie Lee, General Manager, Community Development and Events with the Council, have all apologised. State Member for Gladstone, Glenn Butcher, apologised, and Federal Member for Flynn, Ken O'Dowd, has also apologised. Sponsors who unfortunately haven't been able to make it here tonight: Queensland Energy Resources, Australia Pacific LNG, 4CC, Reef City Motors, Loreen Tassick, Gladstone Cinemas, and Gladstone Picture Framing and Art Materials. They've all tendered their apologies. At this time, I would also like to thank our musicians, Jed and Caitlin, who were providing welcoming entertainment as we waited to come in this evening. There are a number of COVID-safe procedures that we're observing this evening. All visitors should have checked in on the QR code at the front desk when entering. If you haven't checked in, would you please do so during the evening and advise the gallery and museum staff. We're abiding by venue capacity limits, and so utilising different areas within the gallery. So we're here tonight in the O'Connell Gallery, but we also have people in the Town Hall Gallery and in the airspace downstairs. Those in attendance are required to practice social distancing, and in case some of our presenters are unclean, the lectern will be sanitised between speakers this evening. This one remains clean, so it's all right. And now to get into the serious business of the function, I invite Councillor Glenn Churchill to speak about the awards. Please welcome Glenn Churchill.
Thanks very much for that invite, Bruce. Probably first and foremost, yes, I believe I'm clean. As such, I would like to also thank you for the opportunity to say a few words. If I could just extend, as Bruce has already done, a warm, friendly and sincere welcome to each and every one of you, those that are here and those that are online, to the 46th Rio Tinto QAL Martin Hanson Memorial Art Awards. If I could also at the same time indicate to each and every one of you that your attendance here, your interest, your participation, your advocacy, and at the same time your continued appreciation of the arts in our region is acknowledged. As I have said, and as many around the council board have said, that the arts and the culture are a vital and important part of our social fabric, not only of the city of Gladstone, but our region. I'll also say that it is a part of that social fabric, it's the social glue that we value and appreciate, and we must continue to ensure that not only these awards, but the continued development, and I am proud to be the chair of the Gladstone Regional Arts Development Fund. We must continue to encourage and support the development of the arts within this region. Also at the same time, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet, and I pay respects to elders past, present and emerging. And we thank you, Brother Richard, for that wonderful welcome to country. We appreciate that immensely. I'm delighted to say a few words, and tonight is a major event. It's a significant event on our arts and culture calendar, but it just doesn't happen as many of us are most eagerly awaiting, and some of you are perhaps on the edge of your seat at the moment, wondering what the outcome will be from the judging. But as well as it being eagerly anticipated by those that have put in the submissions, it's also anticipated not only just in the Gladstone region, but throughout central Queensland. It comes this time of year, every year, where the gallery and the museum, as you would see, continues to flourish in abundance of inspiring artworks. And for this to happen, as each and every one of you would know, we have a wonderful team of personnel and volunteers here at the Gladstone Region Art Gallery and Museum. And they're the ones that are continually providing that effort to ensure that we can enjoy and appreciate the artworks. This year we're extremely pleased and proud that our Gladstone Entertainment Convention Centre team have also come on board, and they came on board to help deliver the awards. So it gets bigger and better year after year. And being, I suppose, Bruce, and to all of those listening, this is the 46th, though 4 years' time, 4 years becomes the 50th. And that will be a significant milestone, because that will become a golden celebration in 4 years' time. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, can you please join with me in showing our greatest appreciation to the dedicated team of staff and volunteers, through your leadership too, Bruce, for the exceptional work as we enjoy another outstanding display and fantastic opening event. Join with me, please. It comes as an opportunity now to also commend the contributing artists, and without the artists we would not have such an extraordinary display to admire. Whether you are a regular participant in the Art Awards, or someone that's perhaps new to it and has just taken the plunge into this year's Arts Awards, there's 182 entries, and I have some stats here, so with your indulgence I would like to highlight some of those key points. But I think at this stage, I think we also need to thank all the artists for the time and the effort, and for those that have the courage. And I know very shortly we're going to hear from the judge as such, which is a challenging job, but in light of saying that, I think we need to show our appreciation to the 182 entries that have actually made this possible. Join with me, please. Well done to each and every one of you. Here are some exciting numbers I would like to just share with you. 182 entries. There are 87 in Section 1 entries, easel paintings, 40 in Section 2 entries, works on paper, 32 in Section 3, which is three-dimensional and fibre works, And last but not least, there's 23 in section 4 entries, which is the digital works. And as I have always said, and I'm proud that I have a wonderful volunteer committee around me with the Regional Arts Development, arts is all-encompassing. So we never forget the original part of the arts as we now go into the future of digital and podcasts, and the list goes on. Let's just talk about the judge very briefly, openly. A huge thanks and appreciation to our judge this year, Tracy Lavery. Tracy, thank you for accepting our invitation, not only to judge the competition, but in addition to the difficult job that you've got, and you still have, as such, because you've got to announce those awards. And I know everybody, that's the 182 entries, you're waiting with anticipation. But Tracy has also taken the time to not only speak at the sponsors' night last night, but has delivered a fascinating floor talk and an illustrated lecture earlier today. So we thank you. We thank you for your mentoring. We thank you for passing on your knowledge to others, because I think that's important for us to all understand, is that we may not live forever, but you can leave a legacy forever, and that is to pass on your wisdom, your experience and knowledge to those that will come on after us. So ladies and gentlemen, please join with me in advance of showing our greatest appreciation to the judge, Tracy Lavery, please. Now let's talk about the sponsors, and thank you, Bruce. You did touch on the sponsors there earlier, and I would like to, if with your permission and with your indulgence, ladies and gentlemen, the generous sponsorship and years of commitment from local individuals, businesses and industry that make these art awards very possible every year. And I'm sure that the artists in our community look forward to your continued support well into the future. Could everyone please join with me in thanking the major sponsors, Rio Tinto and QAL, please. Thank you, Pine. Thank you, Chrissy, to your team. Please allow me to go through the rest of the sponsors, and if you could hold your acclamation to the end if you don't mind, and I'd appropriately read them out, is our Gladstone Regional Art Gallery and Museum, and who are the hosts and the platinum sponsor. Gold sponsors, Queensland Energy Resources, Australian Pacific LNG, operated by ConocoPhillips, the Gladstone Ports Corporation. And if I could just acknowledge on that particular point, aside to this, is we thank you through you, Craig Walker, as such, and your team and all the team at the Gladstone Ports Corporation, because this event is being live broadcast down at that wonderful, fascinating and glorious East Shores that is a wonderful legacy of other leaders from the past. Can I also acknowledge the Gladstone Engineering Alliance? Speaking of leaders, Mr. and Mrs. Leo and Elizabeth Zazino. Silver sponsors, Multi-Trade Building Hire. And our previous and proud Mayor of the Gladstone region, Gail Sellers. The Gladstone Area Water Board, Reef City Motors, 4CC and CQ University. Our bronze sponsors, Mrs. Laureen Tatchik, Gladstone Cinemas, Councillor Natalia Muscat, Gladstone Picture Framing and Art Materials, and the wonderful GAPDL. Please, could you join with me in showing our appreciation to the sponsors? It's your enthusiasm, it's your commitment, it's also the dollars as well, and your in-kind support that makes this annual event such a success. After the announcement of the awards, make sure that you pick up a copy of the exhibition catalogue, because this year our Art Gallery and Museum team have stepped up once again as we head towards the 50th year celebration, and they're proud to present you an inaugural illustrated catalogue. What a great keepsake of the event. 182 artworks on display are available for sale. So if you are interested in purchasing any one of them, look for the prices in the catalogue. Finally, thank you once again, can I say on behalf of all the team at the Gladstone Regional Council and the communities of the Gladstone region, to all the artists here with works on display, as you eagerly await for the winner's announcement. We're very proud, we're very inspired, and our community, our council, we wish you the best of good fortune and best wishes for the success that you deserve. Thank you very much. God bless. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you, Councillor Churchill. The original awards, 46 years ago, were the initiative of the Gladstone Artists Club, and they were dedicated to the memory of the late Martin Hanson, who had been our state member. It was in recognition of his support of and commitment to the arts in Gladstone. The awards are a fitting memorial. They've continued to grow in stature, and the control and administration of the awards and exhibition were passed from the Gladstone Artists Club to the Gladstone Regional Art Gallery and Museum many years ago. A major factor in the continuing success of the Rio Tinto QAL Martin Hanson Memorial Art Awards is the generous and ongoing sponsorship of Rio Tinto and Queensland Alumina. Pine Pinar is the General Manager of Queensland Alumina, and now I invite him to address you and to officially open the exhibition. Please make welcome Pine Pinar. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce. Hard act to follow, but let's try. First of all, want to start by acknowledging that QAL operates on the land that forms part of the Port Curtis Coral Coast Trusted Area. The PCCC represents the traditional owners of the First Nations, Bahili, Gurang, Tarablang Bunda peoples. QAL wish to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we operate and show our respect to elders past, present, and emerging. I would also like to acknowledge other individuals tonight. Uncle Richard, thank you for welcome to country. Councillor Glenn Churchill, thank you. Councillor Chris Cameron, saw him earlier. And Councillor Natalia Muscat, I haven't seen her tonight. I think she's here somewhere. And then this year's judge, Tracy Lavery, welcome. I'm sure you felt some of the love last night in the sponsors' night. What a beautiful community to work and operate in. Glenda Farr, Business Development Officer, Gladstone Regional Council. Bruce, thank you. I don't know how you're going to cope the rest of the night with your hand. Good luck. Luckily, Robin told me exactly what happened with your hand, and I'm sure you'll share that later on. And then fellow sponsors, and there are so many, and we mentioned most of those earlier on. Thank you. And I'd also like to recognize the Gladstone Regional Art Gallery and Museum and everyone that's here tonight. It's fair to say that this is a friendly crowd. It's a bit friendlier than some of the speeches and presentations that I typically make. So let's see if it can stay that way, please. So as General Manager of QAL, I feel really fortunate to be able to address the team and the crowd tonight. When I moved in 2003 with my wife, we said, what have we done? You know, we've moved to Gladstone, and what have we done? We came to the first Arts Award evening, and we got a bit of a sense what really makes this community gel. And the bit that stood out then was really the mixture of industry and culture, how that links the traditional values that we've got. I left for a couple of years, and when I came back, started attending again. And I always, when I walk into the gallery, I'm amazed at how are we going to improve on the last year's event. And this year, maybe I'm a bit biased, a couple of QAL team members have got some artwork on display. Wow, you've outdone yourself again. So may I ask everyone to give all the artists a big hand, please. So we do have 182 pieces on display tonight. And I remember in 2019 when I opened the evening, I made a joke and said, I hope no one dropped any paintings or artwork. That didn't go down well. So I hope all the artwork and the effort and energy that went into it, it looks absolutely brilliant. And Well done. The arts on display tonight tells us a bit of the community we live in. There's such a wide variety of different formats, some of it through the eyes of younger people, elders, traditional owners, people that want to showcase some of the industry. This is the glue and the bit that keeps our community together. Okay? This is the bit, whether we like it or not, it's the arts that keeps us together. This is the stuff that we look back in time and say, this is what we were and where we're going to go. So this is the 46th year of the Rio Tinto QAL Martin Hanson Awards. I sense we want to have a big 50th. I'm sure the team, communities team at QAL will be glad to be contributing as we've done in the past. And
We'll hold you to that.
I'm sure you will, Bruce. I'm sure we will. We've been a part of this for 15 years. And some of the other sponsors here tonight has been a part of it for even longer. So I want to acknowledge the fact that there's many people that want to and who are contributing to the success of this event. It is not just QAL and Rio Tinto. So for all of those sponsors, without you, this evening will not be possible. So thank you for that. We also have the QAL People's Choice Awards. So we started that in 2014. Bruce, you didn't talk about that.
I will.
You will? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm worried. So the Choice Award is, we want everyone to have a look and at all the artwork on display and vote for the ones that you believe are the ones that interest you the most. The artist who gets the most votes in the 4 different categories will end up receiving a $500 check. Also, everyone that votes will go into a draw, and the winner will either go to Heron or Wilson Island, depending on your preference. 2 nights stay at Heron and or Wilson Island. So again, please use the iPads in the facility. Go and vote for your favorite bit of art. I think you're only allowed to vote once. I think. I'll try and vote a couple of times. So for me, what a pleasure to stand here tonight and being able to say 46 years in the making. Let's work towards the 50. Looking forward to the next 4 years. And ladies and gentlemen, that gives me great pleasure to declare the 46th Rio Tinto Martin Hanson Memorial Art Exhibition officially open. Thank you.
Thank you, Pine. I'm not surprised that he couldn't avoid having a dig at my wrist. QAL and Rio Tinto run very serious safety programs, and looking at someone with a fractured wrist, you can't help but say, what sort of idiotic thing did you do that made that happen? And sure enough, I was up a ladder trying to beat the flying foxes to the pawpaws, and knowing that it wasn't stable, I hadn't done anything about stabilising it. Consequently, Robin had to pick me out of the garden with a broken wrist. So I know better and hopefully won't do it again. Now we come to some of the really serious business of the evening. Tracy Lavery is the brave individual who's honoured us by taking on the task of judging this year's award. Tracy is the Director, Gallery and Visual Arts at HOTA, the home of the arts on the Gold Coast. HOTA is Australia's largest public gallery outside a capital city. Tracy is an arts museum leader with a career spanning 25 years, including having been director of the Rockhampton Art Gallery, where she was responsible for transforming the gallery's profile from a local gallery to a state and national level. She's created numerous exhibitions on Australian and international art. Recent projects have included the National Touring Exhibition Cream, which is 4 decades of Australian art, and the Prince Michael Zavros exhibition. She's curator of the forthcoming international exhibition Pop Masters, which is art from the Mugrabi Collection, New York. She's eminently qualified to judge our awards, and I ask you now to make her welcome to let us know who's won. Please welcome Tracy. Thank you.
So I just thought we'd take a short break for half an hour. Just kidding. Boom, boom. I know that lots of people have said a lot of things already tonight, so I won't say too much more. I will say, though, they're all going to fall off, hang on. Sorry, I don't want these to fall off the lectern. That's not going to help anybody. I just want to say Jingri Jimbalang, which means hello friends, in the language of the Yugambeh people, the traditional owners of the Gold Coast region, where I call home. And I want to thank Uncle Richard for that welcome and for making me feel welcome on your country and acknowledge the traditional owners of this land on where we're meeting tonight. I'd also like to mention I know that they've already got a great wrap tonight, but the team here at the gallery have just been incredible. I've been here working with them since Thursday, and I've had a great time. They're such a professional group of people. They really care about this project and about the gallery and of course about the arts, and I just think that they've done an absolutely stellar job of putting this exhibition together, because I know how hard it is to put together an exhibition where every single work is different and there's no sort of theme throughout. So I think they've done a fantastic job, so well done. I've been astounded by the talent and the depth and diversity of the practice on display. I can't stress enough the significance of awards such as these and how they bring the community together to celebrate art and culture. They keep creativity alive. And out of the 180 plus works, there are 111 by local artists. What an incredible achievement. So congratulations to all of the artists selected for the Martin Hanson Awards. I've greatly enjoyed spending time with your work, and to all of the artists in the audience tonight, best of luck. So, I'm just going to start there's a lot to get through. There's 18 awards. Can I just say before I start, just to give everybody a little bit of a teaser, of the 18 awards, 12 awards are going to local artists. So I just want to say congratulations right off the bat. I'm going to call various sponsor representatives up first, and then if you're an artist and your name is called, if you're not already in this part of the gallery, if you can, is that what I'm doing? They start to come through. Okay. All right. So we're going to start with painting, and we start from sort of the end and go forward, if that makes sense. So I only gave one highly commended this year, and that was in the painting section. Can I ask Councillor Churchill to come forward? And so the highly commended, actually you've got to come this side, I've been told. You've got to be on this side of me. So the highly commended in painting is it's actually a group work for the Gladstone Community Linking Agency for their work Dolphin in Paradise. So congratulations. I'm just going to hand the award, though, to Councillor Churchill, because I don't believe there's anyone here from Gladstone Community Living. Here we go.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. The third prize, which is sponsored by Gladstone Cinemas. Councillor Churchill, you're doing this one again as well on my list here. And the third prize in the painting section is going to Clinton Barker for Boomerang Moon. Now, Clinton also isn't here tonight, so I will hand this to Councillor Churchill. We're going to be busy tonight, aren't we? So congratulations to Clinton. The second prize, which is sponsored by Gladstone Area Water Board, and can I ask Catherine Byers, General Manager of People and Culture, to come forward to present that award? And the winner of the second prize in the painting section is Beryl Wood, local artist, for, there she is, for her work Almost There, which is just over on the wall over here. So I'm going to hand that to you. And the first prize for painting, which is sponsored by QER Proprietary Limited, they haven't got a representative here tonight, so Councillor Churchill, it's yours again. The work that I've chosen for the first prize is a work titled Home in a New Rhythm by Kim Barrett. This work explores, it's actually just behind all of these banners here. The work explores and continues the great tradition of abstract expressionism in landscape painting. It evokes a commanding use of colour and line and is a really pleasing composition. So congratulations to Kim Barrett. I don't think she's here tonight, so I'm going to hand that.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Okay, just make sure I've got this right. Works on paper. So the third prize, which is sponsored by Natalia Muscat, if she's here, can she come forward? There you go. To present this award. So the third prize for the Work on Paper award goes to Jeffrey Head for Entangled. It's on the wall over there. I think Jeffrey is here, but he might be coming from one of the other gallery spaces. Do I keep going? Do you want me to just keep going? We wait. He's here. Oh, there he is. Okay. Do you want me to do that now? Because the next one, I think there's... Okay, so the second prize, sponsored by Reef City Motors. Councillor Cameron, can you come and hand that one out, please? So second prize is for Ruth Cho, Why the Yellow Face? Now, she is also not here tonight, unfortunately. So congratulations, Ruth, and I'm going to hand this to... I might get you to hang around because yep.
Sharing, are you?
Okay, so the first prize for Work on Paper, sponsored by Australia Pacific LNG Conoco Phillips, is that right? Is for Rosalind Head, Just for Show. Rosalind, I'm pretty sure Rosalind's here as well. So she's coming around the back. Okay. Congratulations. I should say, actually, I had some words about Rosalind's work. So it's a delightful work. Rosalind's work is a delightful work that employs decorative and illustrative techniques. It has great detail and use of colour, and it actually reminded me of how my cupboards look, full of beautiful objects that I never use. So, congratulations. Okay. So we move to three-dimensional and fibre works. The third prize is sponsored by Gladstone Picture Framing and Art Materials. And Councillor Cameron, you're up for this one again. So the winner of third prize is Rod Butler, Faithful in Adversity. It was in this room. It's been moved, but it's a small ceramic work. So Rod's not here tonight, so I'm going to hand this to Councillor Cameron. Congratulations. Okay, and second prize sponsored by 4CCC. And Councillor Cameron's going to present that on their behalf, is, oh gosh, another one that's not here. Megan Pulls for her work, Wave Break. So.
Never had so many awards in my career.
Okay. First prize, sponsored by Gladstone Ports Corporation and Craig Walker, the Chief Operating Officer, to present that one. Thank you. You can sit down now. Thank you. The first prize goes to Jude Kennedy for her work, You Can't Always See the Blues. This is an elegant, it's in the other gallery space. It's an elegant grouping of porcelain forms. Like the title suggests, it's not until you look closer that you see the blues. The work is reminiscent of one of Australia's greatest ceramic artists, Hanson. It's a fabulous work. So. Okay, the digital works, digital and photographic works. So third prize, sponsored by GAPDL. Lee Zimmerly is the chair. She's going to come up to present that. So third prize is for a local artist by the name of James Walden, foreign correspondent. Apparently he's not here. He's not here tonight, which is a shame. But one of the local artists that we're.
Thank you.
Okay, second prize, sponsored by CQ University. Helen Holden, the lecturer and access coordinator, to present that one. Hi. Second prize goes to Anna Glynn for the work Cloudbird. It's a digital, it's a film-based work that's in the other gallery space. It's a beautiful piece. Anna's not here tonight, so I'm going to hand this to
Thank you.
Okay, and first prize in the digital works section, sponsored by Gladstone Engineering Alliance. Hang on, no, wait a minute, I've done that wrong. No, that's right. Sponsored by Gladstone Engineering Alliance and Chantel Lane, the General Manager, is coming to present, sorry. and the prize goes to Crystal Kelly for Quixotic Response. I've just got a couple of things to say there about that work. It's an incredible work that begs us to look closer and get immersed in the detail. The work is actually composed of hundreds of QR codes that direct the viewer to different websites, images, videos, and sounds. So, congratulations.
Come forward a little bit.
Okay. 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 All right. Now, where am I up to? Okay. Sorry, just give me a moment. Get myself organised here. My notes are the opposite way to how I'm doing the announcement. That's why I'm looking a bit confused. Okay, so the Installer's Choice Award, sponsored by Lauren Chacic. Thank you. We have an apology from Laureen, but Leanne Cole is going to present on behalf of Laureen. And that work that was selected by the installers is a fabulous work by Marina Andrews called Max Joyriding. Yeah, Marina? Congratulations. Now, the Local Artist Award, and Gail Sellers is going to present that. There she is. The Local Artist Award I've awarded to Diana Carey for Grab It. I think Diana's here. Now her work is the portrait just over there on the wall near where Di Paddock's racing to put a note on it. So this work reminded me of how I feel after an exhausting day. What is the subject actually grabbing for? It's a great use of colour and line and reminiscent of the work of great Queensland painter Davida Allen. So well done. Okay, the local Murray Artist Award, sponsored by Elizabeth and Leo Zacino. They're here, fantastic, to present this award. She's not here. Okay, so this award is going to Trinity Johnson for In Between the Pages. It's a wonderful 3D work that had me thinking about what I couldn't see. What is captured in the pages of those artist notebooks, and do they tell the story of the diorama in the centre of the work? So, Trinity is a local artist, but she's not here tonight, so I'm going to hand this to you. So thank you.
Thanks, Liz.
Okay. The Peter Groenitz Memorial Young Emerging Artist Award, sponsored by Multitrade and Leader England to present. Thank you. This work, the work that's been awarded this is called Passed Out by Katie Hovelraud. I think she might be here. It's an intricate and detailed work that encouraged me to pause and spend more time, and it's got a great use of colour. Congratulations. Okay, down to the last two. Okay. So, the Pamela Whitlock Memorial Acquisitive Award, sponsored by Gladstone Regional Art Gallery and Museum. Now, what was the other? I've got another councillor who's in the audience, if they would like to... No, Councillor Muscat, if you'd like to come forward for this one. Thank you. So this award is an acquisitive award. So the work that is chosen goes into the gallery's collection. So I'm very pleased to announce that the winner of this award is Christine Holden with Pods. It's a wonderful, this group of 3 objects, it's a wonderful use of natural materials to create this trio of pods that hold interesting form and remind me of baobab trees. It's intricate and painstaking work, and it would actually be incredible to see these on a human scale, so it's a challenge. Congratulations. Thank you. Okay, so we come to the 46th Rio Tinto and QAL Martin Hanson Memorial Art Award, valued at $15,000. And can I ask Pine Pinar to come forward from QAL to present? So the work, I'm going to talk about the work first before I announce the winner. This work focuses on a scene from a history of tent boxing troops, like those of Jimmy Sharman. For years, young Indigenous boxers fought in a round or two for £1 or £2 in touring tent boxing circuses. Legendary talents were born under these tents, such as Lionel Rose and Tony Mundine. More recently, the tradition has continued through the tent boxing troupe of Fred Brophy. Perhaps the artist is referencing a connection to some Gladstone history in the portrait of Ron Hurley, the portrait by Ron Hurley in the Gladstone collection of Dot and Hector with Our Totem. Hector Johnson was the uncle of Ron Hurley, the artist who produced that work, and was a member of Jimmy Sharman's boxing troupe. I kept coming back to this work again and again. So I'm very happy to announce that the winner of this year's award is Karen Kerr with Tent Boxes. Is she coming? Is she here? Hope she's here. It's the work in the far corner at the back of the room. If you get a chance to come and have a look before, it's a great work. So that's it. That's the official part of the night over. So thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Tracy. That was a monumental task. And thank you too to the sponsors who made it all happen, and congratulations to all the winners. The QAL People's Choice Award that Pine was trying to offer me will in fact open next week. The scheduling at QAL wasn't too good, it's not ready tonight, but they will be they will be open from next week. Make your choice and be in the running for the weekend that I'm going to have on Wilson Island. Thank you. Now, there's some notices that you should be aware of. The live stream of this event is available on the Art Gallery and Museum's Facebook page. The exhibition of entries will be on display here in the gallery until the 29th of January. Souvenir catalogues are available from the front counter for $10 each, and they have an original artwork by a local artist. Exhibition catalogues are available at the front desk if you would like to pick one up. This year's catalogue is featuring images of each artwork taken by local professional photographer Mike Richards. There's one copy of the artist's statement book available at the front desk if you'd like to have a look at it, but it has to stay at the gallery. So, as our formalities draw to a close, I thank our judge, Tracy Lavery, for all she has done for our 46th Rio Tinto and QAL Martin Hanson Memorial Art Awards and Exhibition. Thank you, Tracy. I thank the sponsors who have made it such a major event. I thank the artists who have bravely submitted their works to make the exhibition a reality. And lastly, but by no means least, I thank you who have attended tonight to make the exhibition opening and presentation of awards so successful. You're now invited to join us for refreshments downstairs in the airspace and to enjoy continuing entertainment by our musicians, Jed and Caitlin. Would the winning artists and sponsors please make their way to the front so we can get some continuing photographs. And on that notice, we conclude our formalities. Please enjoy the remainder of the evening. Feel free to join us downstairs. Thank you and good night.
Could we please have all the artists, all the winning artists down to the front, please? All the winning artists, if you could come forward, please, for a group photograph. We might need to go across this way, I would say, Elena. Yeah. Can we form up across this way? I don't mean to... Congratulations. Congratulations. I'll have to come across, please. Could we please have all the winning artists down the front, please? Thank you. If we could also have our sponsors' representatives as well, please. Final call for any award winners for a photograph. Final call. If not, we must have them all here. Where's their photographer? Where's Michael? I think we've got all the award winners. Oh, we don't have the first one. Okay then. Pine. Chrissy. Cuddling in, bookend. If we could please have all the sponsors and or representative sponsors, please come forward. Thank you. Pine, if you could stay there. Mr. Bruce Hunt. Mr. Bruce Hunt. All sponsors and or representatives, please. See if you can organise them, Michael. Craig Walker, Chris Cameron, Natalia Muscat, Chris Cameron, Elizabeth, Craig Walker, Liz Leo Cezino, Bookend, all sponsors. Here we go. Okay, we've all got to squeeze in. Tracy. Thank you very much, sponsors. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, well done, Chris. Yeah. Hey, mate.